Breaking news for all holders of the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong. The moment many have anticipated may finally be here. Multiple confirmations indicate Tier 4B bank appointments are beginning to open, and the signals coming from deep inside the banking infrastructure are louder than they've ever been. If you've been following this path for years, you'll recognize the indicators: quiet directives, sudden staff retraining, security reinforcements, and temporary halts in currency transactions. Today, those separate pieces are forming one unmistakable picture. The starting signal for Tier 4B exchanges could already be in motion. This is not guesswork. This is not baseless hype. This is an unfolding situation that could reshape your reality in days. So don't look away, don't scroll, and don't let distractions pull you aside, because by the time we finish, you'll understand why this could be your final opportunity to prepare before time runs out. Here's the current picture on the ground. Inside critical banking facilities across the US, from major Tier 1 corporate headquarters to discrete redemption sites, there is a surge in activity that can't be dismissed. Branch managers are holding closed-door strategy meetings. High-priority memos are circulating internally. Staff schedules are being wiped clear for certain individuals. Even more telling, some employees are being pulled off vacation and told to remain on immediate standby. This isn't just day-to-day banking for years. The dinar and dong have been treated as obscure currencies barely relevant to operations. But in the last few days, there's been a coordinated refresh of foreign currency handling procedures, specifically naming IQD and VND. Banks simply do not allocate time and money to retrain on niche currencies unless imminent use is expected. For those unfamiliar with the term, Tier 4B is the label given to a segment of the revaluation process that includes every day internet-connected currency holders, not elite financiers or government insiders who have positioned themselves in anticipation of a worldwide currency value shift. In short, Tier 4B represents regular investors who've been holding Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong, expecting a transformation in the global financial model. Over the years, they've stayed informed, tracked insider tips, and engaged with like-minded groups online. While critics have dismissed the entire premise, the unmistakable consistency in current banking actions cannot be overlooked. When multiple institutions begin moving in sync and adopting readiness protocols, the smoke points directly to a fire that's already burning. Two newly leaked internal memos have intensified the Tier 4B buzz. The first one instructed foreign currency teams to immediately update processing procedures and introduced a term never before seen in standard banking exchange Cohort B. Many believe this is a coded reference to Tier 4B itself. Staff were also ordered to keep their calendars clear from early to mid-August for confidential appointment slots. There was no public explanation, only direct scheduling orders. Most importantly, they were trained specifically on IQD and VND processing steps, a clear final piece clicking into place for those watching closely. The second memo was even more revealing, containing a complete step-by-step diagram of how exchanges should be verified and executed. Usually, such internal compliance material is reserved for upper-tier departments, never the broader staff. But this one also mentioned live tests of the quantum financial system interface, an advanced asset-backed digital platform whispered about for years. This was stated in plain text, not speculation, and the directive ended with a short but commanding line: "Be prepared. Timing is subject to operational readiness." That is not PR talk. It's a top-down instruction with real weight. From Texas to Florida, Nevada to Georgia, first-hand reports confirm that redemption centers are springing into full operation once again. Armed guards are now posted overnight, upgraded surveillance systems have gone live, and entry restrictions have tightened. Licensed staff for high-value currency exchanges have been called back on duty. With some asked to take double shifts. This level of operational intensity is never deployed for business as usual. It's a precursor to something imminent. And it's not just America. Global banking hubs are also adjusting quietly. Perhaps the most telling signal internationally is the sudden freezing of IQD and VND public orders at major institutions. Frontline tellers offer vague responses, some citing inventory shortages, others claiming system maintenance. But insiders confirm this is a deliberate pause to control activity ahead of a rate shift. These kinds of freezes are tactical, preventing last-minute public surges before a major move. Combined with heightened security, specialized training, and the internal memos, the pattern is no longer coincidental, it's coordinated. If the expected timeline holds, the sequence from here is straightforward. First come the private test runs inside redemption centers, validating every step from biometric sign-ins to document authentication, ensuring the entire pipeline is airtight. Then, approval is granted from high-level financial authorities. That's when Tier 4B participants receive private notifications, secure links, or dedicated phone numbers to book their exchange appointments. There's no news conference, no mass media blitz, just a quiet, targeted rollout to a select group. Once you get that notification, the countdown begins. Your currency should be sorted, authenticated, and ready for presentation. Identification documents, passport, driver's license, proof of residence must be prepared. If you've arranged legal counsel, a CPA, or a wealth protection plan, this is when it all comes into play. Those ready to act immediately will move smoothly, while the unprepared may lose valuable time and possibly better terms. Even whispers of rate shifts have previously sparked a rush, so when the real thing hits, expect it to move at lightning speed. Why the secrecy? Because this is more than just a currency swap. It's a reconfiguration of the global economic order. Moving from debt-based fiat to asset-backed systems impacts nations, central banks, and multinational corporations alike. That's why this transition is staged in controlled phases, with select groups like Tier 4B positioned early. Judging by the current bank maneuvers, that stage is about to open. If you still wonder whether this is speculation, consider this. Banks do not reallocate resources lightly. They don't retrain entire teams for irrelevant exercises. They don't fortify inactive facilities without reason. They don't lock staff schedules unless something critical is behind it. The operational pattern is consistent, the timing aligns with long-standing expectations, and systems from teller desks to QFS networks are being actively tested. If you think you can prepare after the notice arrives, you could be too late. History shows these windows can close in a flash. That's why readiness now is vital. Keep your checklists updated, communication channels open, and your response time immediate. This is not simply about trading currency for electronic balances. It's about stepping into a reshaped financial reality. If Tier 4B exchange appointments are indeed opening, you are on the threshold of one of the largest wealth transfers of modern times. Decisions made in the hours and days after your appointment will echo for decades. Be ready to not only exchange but to safeguard and grow what comes next. In summary, the developments unfolding right now in real time point toward a single conclusion. Tier 4B activation is moving from theory into action. Banking operations are shifting, systems are primed, security is locked in, and all signs point to the early to mid-August window. If you've been part of this journey, waiting, preparing, and watching, this could be the moment you've anticipated. Stay alert, monitor your trusted sources for instructions, and confirm your readiness tonight, not tomorrow. When the alert lands, your window opens, and every second will count. You've waited, you've prepared, and now the door is starting to swing open. Don't let it close without you. This is Iraqi Dinar News, bringing you live, unfolding coverage. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned. The next alert could change everything.